All right, Mr. Innuende. I've watched your video a couple times, and now that I have a semi decent camera, one that actually, you know, sees my movements and whatnot, and a working microphone, I'm gonna reply to your video. Now, I know that there's been a bunch of fucking people that have said shit to you about, what you said and whatnot, and I'm gonna point one person out specifically because he was the only person that I really cared to watch. Because he's the only person. He's one of three juggalos you know, who put down haters and try and help haters understand and whatnot. He's one of the only three that are actually worth watching, and that's the boy blue 918 or 9 1982. And I've watched his video already. My cigarette just went out. I watched his video already, and I'm gonna concur with him. I'm gonna, you know, try and help you understand what the whole idea behind Halls of Illusions and behind ICP is. So, here we go. Halls of Illusions, in and of itself, it's you go through the hall. You walk into the halls of illusions and go and you sit in a chair and you take a ride into an illusion. You take a ride into something that should have happened but never did. And then you continue on your ride to the next stop. And that is what is actually going on. And the first person that they speak on, I don't even remember his name. I don't know if they even named him. He beat his wife, and he was a fat piece of shit. He drank all the fucking time. He beat his wife, beat his kids, and so they, showed him the illusion. They showed him what could have happened, and that was, you know, his wife and kids sitting at home. His kids are sitting on the ground in front of the TV playing the fucking Nintendo or whatever, and you know, the one kid's beating the other, blah 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 blah, and then he looks up and he sees his wife sitting behind them in the chair, and then he looks back and he looks up again, and she's standing up next to another man, and they're holding hands. That's the first illusion. Moves on. And as I said, he moves on. He beats his wife, beats his kids. He's a fat fucking slob who, drinks all the fucking time or whatever. Then moves on to Mr. Clark, the dirty old man from the trailer park. And Mr. Clark, Mr. Clark beat his kids as well. And that led them to have a life of indecency. His daughter was a whore, his son was a crack dealer. But what should have originally happened was that his daughter would wind up in college and, she'd be the top of her grade. She'd be the fucking valedictorian, and his son would be, a doctor, and he'd be getting paid fucking buckets of money. But he wound up going down the wrong path. He made the wrong choices in life and wound up he beat his kids. They wound up in a bad situation themselves, which turned bad, and that continued down the line. Well, the call that, you know, Mr. Clark gets at the end of that verse is telling him, it's basically telling him, look, you fucked up, you're going to hell. And uh, when you think you're going to walk up into the pearly gates, you're going to take a step off and you're going to fall. You're going to fall straight into hell. And then Mr. Bigot. Well, ICP hates bigotry. They hate bigotry. They hate, fucking. They hate people who hate on others for, the color of their skin, what they wear, blah, 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 blah. Because the whole point behind being a juggalo is to be accepting of everybody. It's to accept everybody for who they are and not hate them for what's on the outside. It's to accept them for what's on the inside. You probably really can't see my hand movements because my camera's kind of close and I can't put it any further away because I don't have a long enough cord. But it's to be a juggalo. It's to get to know a person, see what's really inside of them. You know, so it's really all I can say because I can't say word for word what the fuck you said in your video. I've only watched it a couple times, but I have to say you should listen to what Boy Blue said because he makes a lot of sense. You should listen to what I said. I mean, yeah, I babbled on, but my random babbling makes sense. So, but I'm done now. You'll probably get this video and say something to me. You'll probably leave me a comment and say stupid shit, but whatever. I really don't care. Because, I tried to get a point across to you, and if you can't get that point, well, I'm sorry to hear that. And if you can't get that point, well, that's great. Fucking thumbs up to you. But I'm done now. Peace.